Like, what happens after? Is life worth living after you, like, imagine you came to, like, the conclusion, like, you can't get reality. You can't, like, put your finger on it and say, I've got it figured out. If you can't say, I've got it figured out, what comes after that?
Bottling someone right in the head out of just unrequited fury. What? Then you need help. Then like think that through first, you know, because you're gonna go to jail if you don't do that. We've got rules. So don't freak the hell out, and instead go, well, what if it doesn't? You know, if you're gonna do it at all, if you're gonna entertain paradox, and like, then that should be like a silencing of the debate within your mind that's like, wait a second, like, shh, and see what's there.
All right, with the wonders of AI, we ask it a profound question. Is reality a paradox?
Is it?
That is going to be a video we're going to be reacting to today. I kind of just put together some AI pieces here, images, music, a little bit of an attractive script that we could watch. It's not too long, but we talk about paradox a lot here. So I thought, maybe we get like a little bit of a quick explanation and then ask a deep question. Is it possible that reality could be a paradox?
So did you ask AI, is reality a paradox? Yeah. And it gave you an answer?
Yes. And I asked it to like write it in like a script form, like a descriptive script form for like a YouTube video.
Okay.
Is reality a paradox? Imagine you're in a room with a sign that says, "This sign is lying." How can a sign lie about lying? If it's telling the truth, then it's lying. And if it's lying, then it's telling the truth. That, my friends, is what we call a paradox. A paradox is something that seems impossible because it goes against logic, but somehow it exists anyway. Like the question, what happens when an unstoppable force hits an immovable object? Both can't win, but they can't lose either. Or think about this one. The faster you try to catch happiness, the harder it is to find. But when you stop chasing, it comes to you. Weird, right? Now let's get really mind-bendy. Cool. What if all of reality is a paradox? Maybe reality is both everything and nothing all at the same time. Science tells us that particles can be in two places at once. Quantum physics is full of paradoxes. And think about life and death. You can't have one without the other. They seem opposite, but maybe they're two sides of the same coin. What if reality exists because it can't decide whether it should exist or not? It's like a dream that dreams itself, or a question with no answer. Without the paradox, maybe there's no us to even ask the question. So, what if the biggest truth of all is that there is no final answer? Reality isn't something to solve, it's something to experience. What's your favorite paradox? And do you think reality is one giant puzzle with no solution? Or is the paradox the point? Drop your thoughts below, and don't forget to subscribe for more cosmic curiosities.
New segment, Cosmic Curiosities.
Cosmic Curiosity.
I liked it. I thought it was said some intelligent things there. A good job with that one. It got me thinking about old like Zen statements. I don't know if they're called Zen koans or whatever. And it seems like the purpose of them, they'll say something that's kind of paradoxical, like what's the sound of one hand clapping. And I feel like the point of them is to sort of shake loose your rationality, shake loose your logic. And, because this is like a statement that, like that sign, the sign's lying, it cancels itself out. I think paradox can afford an opportunity to get deeply present. And like the video suggests, get you into a state of experiencing maybe a little more authentically, rather than lost in some kind of like rationalizing, like,
or lost in a way of thinking things have to be a certain way. And then like you might be missing a whole other side of things. Like you might be all like filled with anxiety while doing an event or doing something that would have been peaceful had that that thought or that thing in your head thinking something falsely about it, like changed the situation. So
yeah, there's for some reason the term grace or gracefulness, not in like some spiritual biblical sense, but the gracefulness of like an animal or something that's not like encumbered by like neurotic thought. You know what I mean? Well, I'm at this social event because you have to go to social events despite the fact that you hate everybody there, and like not some like line of rationality that led you to a place of like, well, ultimately it doesn't matter that my life's hell and I'm causing more damage because I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Instead, and you enter into a state of being that I think that can be beautiful, can be serene, can be peaceful. And with your authentic self, you might not realize how, like, I might not realize this character that I'm putting on, just how cringy and obvious and rigid and lame and wrong and neurotic it is. Yeah. You know what I mean? But if you were free to kind of just be, to exist without all these stipulations and rationalities, you might experience grace. You might experience like a beautiful serenity. Just letting go. You're not going to solve it. Forget it.
Yeah.
It's just let go. Just put your hands up like on a roller coaster. I don't even get on roller coasters. Are you kidding me? Or you could gracefully ride it out.
I can imagine depending on what type of a person you are, there might be certain aspects of this that you might find disturbing. The idea that like reality could possibly not know what it's doing. Like, have you ever asked that question? Like, what if God doesn't know what he's doing? But
because it conjures when first of all, a lot of people think of God as like a man or something.
Yeah.
What if that man doesn't know what he's doing? It's like, you don't have to worry about God not knowing what he's doing, because it's not about knowing what doing and you get. It's not about that. You're confined to like human vocal languages. Like, God doesn't know what I'm doing. It's irrelevant.
Yeah. Well, also, if all of reality is a paradox, you'd have to say that God fully doesn't know what he's doing, while at the exact same time fully knows what it's doing. Everything is a paradox, essentially, right?
Of course.
So,
and does it cause you to get silent? Does it do that one hand clapping thing? Like, God knows what he's doing and doesn't know what he's doing. If the result is a reduction in hastiness, a reduction in like, gotta stimulate myself, gotta like do something, gotta go act, gotta behave, gotta attack something, gotta be impulsive, then I feel like you've turned it into more belief. You've taken that paradox and you've made a bunch of assumptions about it.
Yeah.
If the result is that it chills you out, you're like, well, wait a sec,
Yeah.
And it all of a sudden puts you in contact with something more, like Adyashanti talks about, like something more primary. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Try it out. Try it out and see what the results are. Try letting go and embracing paradox, embracing it, and what happens if it causes terror within you. I would maybe suggest that terror, you can look into that and try to hear what that terror is saying. It's probably meaning making. It's probably like creating meaning out of that.
Out of a video like this stems other questions that like you can ask yourself, like, what if there is no getting it? Like, what happens after? Is life worth living after you, like, imagine you came to like the conclusion, like, you can't get reality. You can't like put your finger on it and say, I've got it figured out. If you can't say I've got it figured out, what comes after that?
Bottling someone right in the head out of just unrequited fury. What? Then you need help. Then like think that through first, because you're gonna go to jail if you go do that. We've got rules. So don't freak the hell out, and instead go, well, what if it doesn't? If you're gonna do it at all, if you're gonna entertain paradox, and like, then that should be like a silencing of the debate within your mind that's like, wait a second, like, shh, and see what's there. If what's there is like insane chaos, I would say that's probably driven by more ideologies, more thoughts, more meanings, more assumptions. Well, then that means bad things then. listen, we're all traumatized here. A lot of us are, to be real, our inherent state is more frazzled than we care to like acknowledge. But you can work, I think that if you stay with it and kind of let go, you stop doing this and you do a little more of this, the results can be great, can be beautiful.
Well said. I think we'll leave it there. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Let us know if we should just like post the video randomly. If you thought it did a good job, I think maybe I'd just post the video also after the reaction. But anyway, hopefully you liked it. If you did, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, share this with a friend, and everyone, until next time,
Stay spiritual.